Right, so all the inflatable boards come in a backpack style bag. All right, so everything you need is in this one bag, and I'm gonna show you now how to inflate the board. It's pretty simple, and Marina here is doing it for the first time, and I'm gonna show her how to do it. And you know, you're doing it for the first time too, so I think if we can do it, you can do it too. So open that bag up, and then dump out all the contents. So basically everything you need is in there. The pump has a pressure gauge on it. Actually, let's put together the paddle first. So it's a 3-piece paddle. This is the middle piece, and there one side has just one hole and one side has several adjustable holes. So we're going to put the single hole on the blade, and the blade snaps in there. And then the handle part goes on the top, and you adjust it to a length where you can comfortably reach over the paddle and have your wrist, maybe make it a little bit shorter for you, where you can get your wrist over the paddle easily in the bottom hole for you. There you go. Good. We got the paddle. Pump has a hose and it has a pressure gauge. So the pressure gauge attaches to the pump, and on the top of the pump it says inflate or deflate, and you put it on the inflate side. So you stick it in and turn it so that it hooks into that notch. You have to push it in pretty hard, and then twist it. There you go. Okay. Okay. And then we got the pump ready. We're gonna unroll the board. So just unroll. When we deflate the board, we open the valve. So we have to make sure before we re-inflate it, the valve has to be, you have to push it down and twist it so it pops up. When it pops up, that means it keeps the pressure in when you take off the valve, the pump. So this valve, if you push it down and twist it, it opens, and if you twist it again, it lifts back up, and then that's the position you want it in to inflate it. This pump has this little twist lock, so you push it into the valve, so it goes in, and then you twist it till it's tight. There we go. Okay, and now we're ready to pump up the board. So just step on the pump with both feet, and then you push. Okay, so it takes a little while to pump it up, and even though now the boards look inflated, it still only has about 1 psi of pressure. So to really make them work well, you have to put in a pretty quite a bit of pressure. So we recommend going between 10 and 15 psi, and the higher the pressure, the stiffer and harder the board's going to be, so which is better for performance wise. So you just have to keep pumping to get that pressure up, and watch that pressure gauge. So basically right now the pressure is at 2 psi, and I want to bring it up to like 13 or 14 psi, so that needle has to go all the way up. I'm going to just keep pumping until we get there. So I'm at about 7 psi now, and the higher the pressure gets in the board, the harder you have to push the air in there. So as you get higher, you really have to lean your body weight into it and try to get the pressure to at least 10 psi. So once you reach 14, 15 psi, you pop out the pump, and then just put this on to keep the air in there. But the vent automatically closes the valve. I'm going to show you real quick how to deflate the board when you're done. You just have to open the valve cover, and then this valve stem, you have to push it down and twist it to lock it down, so that'll let the air out. And most of the air comes out quickly, and then you just can roll it up. Okay, so once you get the air out of the board, you have to take out the center fin, which is pretty simple. There's like a little tab that you have to push down with a finger and push it out, and then push the fin out forward like that. So that removes the center fin, and then you can just roll up the board, and you just just roll it around that fin box, and the air just kind of gets pushed out as you roll it up. And then the whole thing just slides right back into its bag. And if you rolled it tight enough, there's room for the paddle and the pump and everything inside the bag. And that's it. So if you're wondering if there's an alternative to pumping it up by hand, which can be a lot of work, or if you're feeling a little bit lazy, we do have an option. There's an electrical pump that can pump up your board quickly and easily. This one has a battery built into it, a pretty high-tech pump, and it has like a high volume inflating pump, and that automatically switches to a lower volume, higher pressure pump. And this pump can get the board up to about 11 psi, which is enough to paddle with. So we're going to show how to use that. Mina's unrolling the board, getting it ready. Okay. So now the pump is using a high volume inflating pump, which will inflate the board fairly quickly with a high volume pump. And once it reaches a certain pressure, you'll hear it switching to a different kind of pump that's better at increasing the pressure of the pump of the board. So right now it's showing on the display we're at about 4 kPa, which is low pressure. And then once it hits a certain pressure, it'll switch to a high pressure pump. Just leave it on. And all you have to do is just let it run until it automatically shuts off. It shows how the pressure increases, and then it automatically shuts off at 8 when it hits 80. And it takes a little while, but once it hits 80, then it's going to automatically stop, and you can take the valve out and put the cover on. And you don't want to wait too long, because a little bit of the pressure will leak out, can leak out. Okay, now, there we go. Good. Okay, so now we got it at about 11 psi, which is enough pressure to paddle on. But if you want it a little bit stiffer or more high pressure, you can add some more manually with the pump. So you can easily put the fin on, you just slide it in, you don't need any tools. There's a little clip that slides in there, and that's it. They all come with a little repair kit, so they're very durable and strong. It's the same material they use for Zodiacs and boats, so it's a very durable material. But if you do ever puncture it, it comes with a kit that has some matching patches that you can use to fix your board. And just so you can see how strong this fabric is, I'm going to pull this out and just show you the material is like it's a very thick material that's really strong. So this is pretty hard to puncture, but if you do run into a thorn or a nail or something like that that punctures it, it's fairly easy to repair.